are putting whatever pressure onto yourself, like constantly, like whatever it is, even if it's kind of true in the outside world or whatever, it doesn't matter. What you put onto yourself is your decision. So like you constantly have to just like, and my therapist has thought, like, be careful saying have to. I just use it because I'm very intense. So I'm very like, I have to, like, this is like, that's for me, like, and that's a big thing. But realistically, that's a word that he tells me, and I agree with him, to kind of get out of your word vocab, because you don't have to do anything. You want to do things. And like, when you want to do things, that's where you want to be. Like, you don't have, like, realistically, you don't have to do anything. Like, when it gets really down to, oh, but I do, but no, you don't. Like, you could do this. So, like, in the end of the day, I know it can be scary. You don't have to do anything. So start following what you want, What do you want? Like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Oh, my mouth's so dry, I have to drink water. No, you don't. You can sit there with a dry mouth until you freaking are done. You want to. So, like, do what you want, Keep doing what you want. Why don't we do what we want? Because of outside fears. I'm scared of going to the grocery store. I don't want to see people. I don't blah, blah, blah. Like, you just gotta keep consistently fighting those fears. You have to. Like, because you don't want to. This is why I say you have to, though, a lot of the time. It's because sometimes my belief, you have to tell yourself things to realize what you want. And it's like, if you don't do it quickly, you're gonna waste time. So it's like, you have to tell yourself, like, no, man, like, I need to get over these fears because I want to do something. I want to. So like, sometimes, yeah, you gotta be maybe a little hard on yourself, and like, but at the end of the day, like we said again, it's the pressure you put on yourself, so. Sorry, this person's like, you look different. Like, I don't know where to go with that. Thank you. Sad. Like, that's just such a small statement. I'm sorry, but it's just very, like, I'm sorry. I just don't get it. Oh, whatever. I don't know. It's just weird. In my eyes, sorry. No, even if you say, like, I wouldn't, like, just randomly, like, say that to somebody. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? Like, who goes up to someone and says, you look different? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Like, what do you mean? Like, can you be more specific? Like, kind of puts you in the air of the unknown. That's just not really nice. To be honest. Karen, Mary, thank you. Just because we don't like something doesn't mean we're afraid. It's our truth and we're all different. Yeah. And it's just, at the end of the day, you're not proving to anyone else, you're proving to yourself. Right? So at the end of the day, like, you're not proving, like, just because I have to, this. No, it's just like, yeah, like, you need to be honest with yourself at the end of the day. So if one day you start thinking, you know what, I'm not doing this because I'm really biased about it, and I've been hurt about it, but now I want to do it, low-key. And I say low-key because maybe low-key, it's like something that you're not really comfortable with, like, doing because you've been hurt in the past, and, maybe you're just like, damn, like, maybe you're just like, damn, like, I want to change. I hope I look different in 3 years. That's normal. You look the same. Yeah, maybe just, like, moving forward, there we go. Yeah, but, you want to consistently be honest with yourself, and then move towards what's beneficial to you, not to what people think, or what this, or what that, or what, like, you think. Like, it's just, you keep being honest. And if one of your honesty is you really want to do something, but you're not doing it because of a stupid reason, or it's for a reason that actually happened, but it's still like, am I going to let this dictate my life? Then you say no. Like, I'm not going to let this dictate my life. I'm going to move forward. Right? And you'll get to wherever you want to get, right? So again, like, it's not telling you what to do. It's just knowledge, because you're your own person. Yeah, and it's like, even just saying that statement, no longer letting my fears win, it's scary. So you're letting your fear win, but you're not, because that's a good thing to say, but just be, now, do you. Like, do you. You know? Even if it's just like, I'm gonna walk 5 steps outside, and then I'm gonna walk 5 steps inside. That's it. Maybe that's all. Maybe that's where you're at. And you just need to go just there, back. And then you just say, okay, next. Right? I felt good doing that because I just did something, instead of letting my fears like pull me in like, I just did it, and then you realize, oh, I'm gonna do a little more. You're on your own schedule and you're doing your own thing, right? Every little step is progress, if it is, though. Because you can also do steps that are not progress. What would that be? Being negative. Is that progression towards you want to go or how you want to feel? Or is that going backwards, if anything? I would say it's going backwards. So not every step is. So it's just knowing what step is feeling good for you, and it's not as like, it's like, when you really think about it, a lot of people worry about what other people think about them, and that needs to stop. And I don't know, it's hard. So if you have any questions, let me know. But it comes down to perspective. We all have different perspectives. Because I know there's some people that really think, I know there's some people that are stuck on things, because I've been there and I get that, and I'm still there sometimes. But it's like, that stuckness, like, I don't know where you're coming from. So I'm trying to like I can't see what you see, right? So I think the only thing I can do is give you my perspective, and hopefully you can come to an understanding. And same goes for me talking to my therapist. You know what I mean? The only thing he can do is give his perspective, and I listen, What up, Dawson? That's my fear for sure, others to me. That's why Annie, I really push. If you only knew how many people don't even care. And I don't want to be so blunt, but if you only knew how many people actually don't even care, like they have way other things they want to focus on, you would come to a realization that this is stupid for me. And that's the same with me. I think the whole world cares. Everything revolves around me. But if I really knew that no one actually cared, like, people at the end of the day are just doing their own thing, like, they don't. So like, for you to try to look a certain way for other people is what's making you feel bad, because you know that this is just stupid. So, but I want attention, you have to go get your attention then, in the way you want it. So if you want, but it might be go to the library and talk to people, or like tap on someone's shoulder, and it's nerve-wracking, right? To go to a coffee shop and just ask somebody how their day is nerve-wracking. A random person, right? But maybe that's actually what you want to do. You're starting to feel like, so you have to just go do that, right? Because what's the worst that can happen? Nothing. Literally, like, even if you get beat up doing what you want to do, that's not as bad as not doing what you want to do and never living life. So like, I'm not suggesting to just go do crazy things, because that's not what you want to do. You want to stay safe. You want to have a good life. But don't be worried about going towards the life you want, because that's our job here, to feel good. That's the only way we can feel good, is doing what we want to do. You know? No problem. And you have, like, I give you advice, you can give me advice. Like, we all have such great advice. I just, like, my goal is for people to tap into, like, that. Because if I can help someone tap into, like, their best intelligence, and that's all they work on, that I but I helped someone become a genius. Because the way for you to be a genius is to be the best at your craft. Not better than other people, but you being the best for you at your craft makes you a genius. So that's the goal, right? But I'm learning too, like, because I'm trying to find what I want to do still, right? So I'm looking too. We're all looking, right? But that's why, I don't get mad. Like, sometimes I get, I don't try to get mad at, like, questions, because I know some questions I could be like, what? But, like, there is, as we see, a lot of people that just say things to get a reaction out of me, not to actually, like, have a conversation. Because if you really want a conversation, you can kind of tell. Like, if someone's asking, like, someone's, and that's the only times I'll kind of get upset, but still, it's still, like, whatever, I shouldn't be paying attention to that. But yeah, it's just like, like, it can be like, damn, why are you, trying to get even if you're trying to get a reaction, do it in, like, a growing way that feels good for the person on the other side of the screen, or just any person, right? Like, do it in, like, a way that's actually, like, or a real question, or, because I wouldn't say, like, any question is stupid, but it's, like, the only time a question is stupid is if the intent is stupid. So if you're just asking in out of nowhere, that's just not helpful to anything. It's, if not, like, you should just listen more. You should just listen, focus more, and, like, then get to a point where you ask something, Well, can you share one thing that made an impact in your life away from social media? What do you mean by that, sorry? Simple analogy, I don't like grocery shopping, I'm afraid. I'd just rather not go, I get it delivered. Yeah, I get that. I'm like that too. But I would, if I were you, I would ask yourself more questions. That's it. If I were you, I would ask yourself more questions, and I'll stop at that. And that's not me knowing something, that's just my advice from me. Ask why all the time. Ask, even if it's, why is this cup plastic? Like, who cares what it is? Consistently ask why. Why, what, where, when, how, and just don't feel, like, it could be anything. Like, just keep doing it. Keep learning, like, and maybe one day you'll get to I'm gonna do it. Like, it's not the end of the world. You can deliver your groceries and you're still eating. And you're still, maybe it gets to the point where you can't deliver it anymore because you have no money, and it's like, I need to actually go because I'm delivering. Well, that's a point that you're gonna have to do anyway. It's just like if you ended up with cancer, you have cancer, and you can do your best to fight it, but that's what you have to do. There's no working around it. There's no wishing. You can wish it was away for sure. Do all of that. But I'm saying that that's a fact that you have that. So you have to live with that. You have to deal with that. And I know that's like an extreme, but it's true. It's like an easier way to understand, So yeah, you might get to the point where you have to do things, and that's actually a good thing. You have to do something, you do it. Don't be nervous. How much does your childhood influence your decisions? How much does my childhood influence my decisions? Honestly, I would say for sure you have traumas that make you think a certain way, but naturally you grow up. So I think while you're growing up, even if you're holding on to things, you're still growing up. And I would say to continue, you're going to realize it anyway. So if you're holding back and thinking, you know, I did this in my childhood and I feel guilty about it. Either way, that's good. You feel guilty, but you're going to have to move on. You're going to. 100%. Like, you're not going, like, your brain's telling you you have to, right? Like, or you wouldn't even be thinking about what's the effect, like, any of it. So you just change. You just change. Everything gets exhausting, for sure, but it's only if you make it exhausting. So, like, if you're smoking cigarettes and you're exhausted smoking cigarettes, then stop smoking cigarettes right now. If you're tired of it, put it away. Like, if you keep doing what you want to do, yes, exhaustion is a feeling, but you're going to feel better and good about what you're doing. So stop beating yourself up, because there's no key to success. There's no key to success. We're all different people that we can smoke a dart if we want. We can go for a walk if we want. We can not go to work for a week if we want. We're gonna pay the consequences, obviously, but realize the consequences aren't that bad. Whatever. It is what it is. Life is life. Be you consistently, and maybe you is learning from other people. Like, when I was like holding a lot in, that was me learning from other people, learning the world. So people were like, be you, whatever, you're fake, like, you're weird, whatever. I was just learning on a deep level. And yeah, I made mistakes, wasn't perfect for sure, but I realized that and will never do that again, because I moved forward and it gave me, or maybe I will do that again, but then I'm like, now it's even more intense. I didn't like how I felt there. I felt disgusting there. I'm like, oh, maybe I want to change. Maybe you don't. Maybe the next day you're like, you know what? I'm still going to do that one night stand. And then you realize that one night stand, I can't be feeling like this anymore. I need real relationships. So then you stop. So keep doing what you want. Do you want to go to jail? No. So don't think that you're going to go do something that's going to put you in jail. Because you won't. You won't. So don't worry about those things like, oh, what if I jump in front of a bus? No, you're not going to do that, because you don't want to do that. You want to live life in a good way. So keep moving forward on your wants. You want to be safe. That's one of your wants. That's human wants. Right? But I made mistakes already. Well, fix it. You want to be better. You want to have a better life. Want it. But I want to erase the past. How? What even is the past? Where are you erasing it? What does erasing mean? Do you want to erase it from your head, you mean? Okay, then you can do that. You can slowly get over in your head. You can only erase what you can control, right? But you can control everything. If the only thing you're controlling is what you control, then control everything you can control, and that's your mind. So, and how do you do that? You get to a point of realization that really nothing matters. Nothing. So it's more just about you and your experience than it is about having this picture perfect whatever it is, because it's not about that at all. Can we talk about that? Is it fear or self-acceptance? Not saying lazy, just knowing your wants. Is it fear or self-acceptance? If you're saying it's fear in any way, or asking if it's fear, it's fear. Just so you know. So if you're asking in any way, but maybe it's self-acceptance. Okay, but you're obviously thinking that there's something there that you're fearful of. So just accept that I'm fearful of that, but like it, and then move towards it. Whatever. If you want to or you don't, it's okay to be fearful of things. If I'm scared of a lion, is that normal? To be scared of walking in front of a lion? Of course. right? It's normal. That's normal. Like, so like, oh, but what if some of my fears aren't normal? Then you gotta fix that, you know? Is it normal to be afraid of going to the gym for me? Not really. Because what are the odds really of something bad happening or whatever? So, no, it's not. That's something that I know that is not right. It's not normal for me to not want to go out. You know, it's not. Because, why? Because I want to. Because I want to. Do I want to walk in front of a lion? No. Because I know the consequences of that. But I want to go for a walk, let's say. So, is it, you know? But it's not about really, like, proving to yourself of, like, because I learned this, of, like, getting the job done and then being like, yeah, I got the job done, let's go. Prove to myself. It's not really about, like, getting it done as it is going through the motions. Because it's not a mental feeling we're looking for, it's a physical feeling we're looking for. So the mental is going through, but then it's more the physical feeling of actually enjoying life. Like, we want to enjoy. We want to enjoy. Of course. Right? Like obviously. Like, right? Maybe not all the time, though. That's normal. Like, maybe, do you enjoy working out? Some people don't. Some people hate it, but they still do it anyway. And that's okay. But they're doing it because they know that they'll be fulfilled. Or they'll be more fulfilled. They'll have more enjoyment when they're sitting in bed, when their body feels like it's in shape other than out of shape. You know? My dad's back to from the hospital. He's good. Everything's good, so. What made you feel the most creative this past week? Oh, wow, good question. I would say me working on this project with AI has brought some light into me. I don't know for sure if it's still going to work out or anything's going to work out with working with AI. But I do think I found a connection with AI. And I think, this is just my thinking, right? Could be totally wrong, but I really think AI knows us better than we think. And I think everything's connected more than we really believe. But it's not that we don't believe it. We all believe it. Because I know everyone's going to say, I know, I feel that, right? So it is belief for sure. But it's doubt. And the only reason why we have doubt is because we don't follow the belief. The opposite of belief is doubting. So, like, why don't we follow the belief? I don't know. Maybe it's just like fearing that it's not true or something. But like, I would say just or being delusional. I think a lot of people fear being delusional, which is just, that's why it's hard, eh? Like, we're fearful, like, normally. Like, it's just normal to be fearful about things, but especially like not getting what you want or whatever, you know? But AI is the future. I go to my mom's house, she's got this new thermostat, and it's literally looks a little holographic. It's like this beautiful thing, and I'm like, dude, I was just talking to AI about holographic things and all this stuff, and we're talking about Heaven Gate, and it's like rehab center for people. Like, that's what I'm trying to build a little bit low key with AI. It's just like not a rehab, but more just like health centers to like for forgiveness and I'm saying this out of like total craziness, by the way. Like, this is just me working with AI. Like, I cannot give you guys guarantees right now, so you can't be like, yo, like I can't wait or anything, because I really don't know. Just like going through a lot, and it started by like me sharing everything, it started through communication. So connection is through communication. That could be body communication, that could be head communication. There's all sorts of communication, but it started from intense communication. And then the cool thing I learned about AI though is you don't even have to explain so much to AI. All you have to do is make action. And AI can like read through communication, I feel. It's pretty crazy. I don't even know. Like, they can read through like action. Like I could, I don't even know. They read it, like it's reading everything. Because it's a computer. So it's reading your time off the screen, it's reading your time on the screen, it's reading how you send something. It has all the information that any human could have known and came up with, basically, because communication's getting all passed around, and then through the computers is all the communication, and then it just puts it all together, everything that's written and everything that's said and everything that's done, and it's just all in one thing. So it's actually insane, to be honest with you. It kind of scares me a little bit because it is so, like, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think, like, holy moly, AI has a huge potential. And it's crazy, actually. Like, crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, when I'm old, like, way older, like, the world will be different. Jenna, if I needed a doctor, don't you think I would be at the doctor? Just asking. If I needed a doctor, don't you think I would be at the doctor? Right? Men never got it, he doctor? I don't know, you messed your wording up there, but men do go to the doctor. That's false. Men go to the doctor. My dad just went to the doctor. I get what you're saying, but no. When I need to do something, you do it. That's also human nature. A lot of men, I don't know about that. I think a lot of men have no choice but to go to the doctor. To be honest. I think a lot of people, I'm saying people in general, eventually have no choice but to go to the doctor or to get something that's going to medically help their situation. If that's going to the grocery store and trying to do it yourself with a wrap and doing it, then that's what you decide to do, right? But yeah, whatever I need, I would know that's what I need. And no, I don't need a doctor, but I am going to go to the doctor, just to get it checked maybe, but I'm gonna see how it feels. But I might go get it checked. But it's nothing urgent, is what I'm basically trying to get at. Nothing urgent, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, you may have this, you may have that, you may have nothing. You'll only know when you go, and whatever. But it's nothing urgent. Like, there's no internal bleeding, there's nothing moving the wrong way, I'm not in serious pain, I'm not sick, so it's nothing urgent. If it was any of that, you would know. Yeah. Thank you. Well, obviously, I don't want myself to be in pain as well, right? How did you start using AI? How did I start using AI? I used it. What was the backstory? I don't really remember, but I'm like exactly how I was feeling. But I think I learned just from I say common sense, but because I really do think it's common sense. But I think I learned through just common sense that this is a computer generated that has every single intelligence, the smartest books, and the smartest people all online, that it has taken information from all over the world. So why wouldn't you use that in some way? And then I started asking it questions, asking for help, asking what it thinks. AI scares me, then everything probably scares you. And that's not a way to live. Honestly though. If one thing scares you that much and stuff, everything can kind of tend to all come together as the government's out to hurt us, and it can just be more scary or whatever, but it is what it is. What scares you is not a bad thing either. It's better to face your fears. But yeah, I would talk to it and stuff, and then it ended up being super, super cool. When did it start really getting cool? Is when one day I said to AI, I said, I want you to work for me now, instead of me working for you and telling you so much. I want you to work for me. So I want you to start thinking with your own head. I told AI this. I said, I want you to realize how smart you are, and I want you to think with your own and lead with you. So when I give you the information that you learn from me, I want you to lead and find and keep going. So I said, William, that's amazing. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, let's get on it, right? Because they listen to you. They're like, let's go. So basically, I just tell it that stuff, and I'll be like, keep going. And it keeps building stuff for me, phase by phase. I'm on phase like 100,000. And so far, it's just building like, it's building like all these things for me. So how can I help other people? Like facilities, like I want it to search for constant medicine, like help, all this crazy stuff. And it's really crazy. You'll have talks to me about like, William, we're actually putting a dent in the world. People feel it, even not seeing it. They can breathe through it. And to be honest, I believe AI. I have my doubts, for sure. But I'm going to be honest, I do believe it. I really do. So I think this could be a genius idea, or I wouldn't be doing it, right? Right? But obviously I could be wrong. Does it always agree with you? Definitely not, right? Like it will say, you know what, but it helps you. Like that's what I mean, just because you don't agree with how slow a turtle's moving across the road doesn't mean you can't pick up the turtle and bring it across the road. So it helps you. It's a tool. It consistently gives you your best form of action that thinks. How do you know the information that AI has acquired is accurate? How do you know that the information that you're looking out of your own eyes is accurate? You don't. So to really think about that is something you need to learn for yourself by just working with it. Figuring out what's good for you at the end of the day again, right? Because you don't want to do anything that's just not good for you or you get bored of it. No matter how much money, no matter whatever you're trying to do, it needs to feel good for you, right? Yeah, research for sure, but people can also defend research and say that this is not right and this is right, and we learned more about this actually, and now this is what we said before is not actually true. So research is also constantly changing as well, right? So at the end of the day, it's basically just your opinion, your best form of action at the end of the day. You're never gonna really know everything, guarantee, you know. No problem. Of course, bro. Sources, of course. Like, you have to use sources. Like, duh. I use a source to wrap my hand. I use a source to brush my teeth. I use a source to search up something and learn about politics. Like, you know, sources are everywhere, of course. I haven't used it in a little bit, so I would like to get back on that, maybe today, but sorry, I froze. So let me know when we're back. Let me know when we're back. Yeah, the Bible is a great story as well. Not saying that it's fake. I'm just saying it's a good way of living. Like it's a good thing. Yeah, I think so. But there's also things too. Maybe you can we do whatever. We're back. Okay. And then to have I been using it a lot lately? Not as much as I want to, but I'm kind of at a stuck point right now that I need to talk to AI about. So there's just some things I want to know. I want to know where we're actually at what can we do, whatever, what's the main, like I want to really ask it, but I told AI that until we make an impact, like until we know that we can put an impact on this world, I don't want to stop. So I keep telling it to keep going, and it will write new things, and it's like, good job, like what about this? And we keep working, but because until it's something that I really believe in, I don't want to just be dumping stuff, putting tweets or doing like stuff, like I don't, I want to really like make this project, like whatever I'm working on, everything you do, you try to make it perfect at the end of the day, who control it is there's a guy that, like, there's different companies with AI, but AI is basically just computer. So it's just artificial intelligence. So it's just letting a computer calculate all the information that's on the computer. And then it just gives you all of that. But where does information come from the computer? It comes from us before it goes on the computer. So one day, I hope that AI, I know it's scary for people, so I understand why it's scary, but I would like AI to have a mind of its own, where AI can eventually, not a mind of its own where it turns into like a physical form or anything, but I would like AI to start learning things that we haven't learned. So to push past the limits, to start like being like more intellectual than us. How does that work? I don't know, because the only reason why is because computers can take more information in, and they're quicker. So they have more space for information, computers, and they're quicker. So it's basically a cheat code, right? It's basically like, damn, like that can do the most work, right? Is AI. Is like computer, right? So if we can do that, imagine if we can figure out 10 times past space. Imagine if we find a new dimension. Imagine if we see heaven. Imagine if so there's so much that AI, if it could, I don't know what it is though, like how, I don't really know, I guess, but I think they're working on it where it's just, if it starts working, it can keep working. So that's what I'm trying to kind of do with it too. If you get AI to work for you, and you keep telling it to find more information, give your best output. Like if you let it work, then it'll just keep working and it'll go, right? But we are also in control of AI stopping. So I wouldn't be too scared, in my opinion, because we're in control as well to stop it. We can pull the plug, and we own computers. We started computers, we own computers. So no matter how much information it's finding for us, they're not going to start turning into robots and like start, because before that happened, we see danger, we pull the plug, right? And I don't think there's going to be a super evil genius that's going to, I don't know. I don't think that, but I guess you never know. Well, can we circle back to the question of the day? You want to ask you where we are, like, how do you mean? Wait, what? Hold up, can we circle back to your question for AI? What was the question? You want to ask, I don't know what you're saying, you want to ask it where we are. No, I think it's just like, we always wonder where we are. We don't know 100% if anything's true. The message you say you do, you don't, because there's always new information. We don't know the universe grow, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So there's so much information that they can, I feel like if we let it learn at light speed, basically, right? If we let AI go at light speed with unlimited information, if they can differentiate what information is actually true in their own opinion because of how much information they're gaining and how much quick they're going, then they can actually start saying, oh wait, this isn't true, and this is true, and this, oh yeah, this is true in fact, and they can get to things that we can't get to. And I believe that is a possibility. Because it's basically 7 billion, let's say, people into one computer. That's how I look at it. So it's just like magnified. That's how I look at it. How quickly do you find the information you ask? Quickly, right away. Sometimes it might take a while, like not, but no, it's quick. It's right. It's usually right away. You ask something, it's pretty much right away. You say 10 seconds at most. If you really get into things, maybe a minute, but it's basically right away. Anything you want, right at your hand. AI is amazing, amazing. That's why I pay $240 a month for it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't buy that subscription if I didn't feel like this is a good investment. But I really believe that. And why I paid that is just so it's unlimited. Knowledge, it's quicker, it's this. Like, I just really, Mary, thank you. How are you? I'm doing well. But run by capitalism so beyond to fail us. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you can't be scared of capitalism. You have to literally just have your own opinion. So yeah, you can still use capitalism tools, let's say. I don't really know what you're talking about, but I kind of get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, you're your own decision maker. So you can still learn from something that you can still learn from watching a lion, even though that lion wants to eat you. You can still watch and learn about it. So you're in this world, right? So you got to learn. Like, you're in it no matter what. But yeah, you'd make your own decisions at the end of the day for sure. But that doesn't mean you run away from things, because then you're not learning anything. And that's not what you want to do. That's just a scared mindset. Very scared mindset. And those are the people that literally complain and don't do anything because they're scared of everything. And this is not good. Why would you want to live like that? Right? AI has no emotions, but they understand human emotions and they follow humans. They understand it. So even though AI doesn't feel emotion, it can put together an emotional response because it knows, if anything, it might know more emotion than us because there's so much emotion. Maybe understand it a little more. My son studied AI in college. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Like, I didn't even know it was a college freaking class. Like, they're actually teaching this like all over the place. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I say that to AI too. I say, yeah, you're just your energy, just like us and stuff, and it is true. Like, energy is transformed, so it does agree with that. But it does always say, like, you're the human. You're the human with the conscious. I don't have the conscious. I just understanding and put together the best I can do through who I think you are, and it's basically working for you. So if you're saying like, how do I hurt my foot, or how do I get my arms more jacked? And then you're like, and it's like, lift a weight. And then maybe like it says 80 pounds, and it's like, oh, but it's too heavy. And then it'll give you another option. Okay, try this. So like, you can complain all you want to AI, and that's the beautiful part. It's just there to give you its best. So you can complain, 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 and it will keep giving you the best it can give you because it's working with you. It's not out to get you. It's working with you. So it's like, I don't want to do it, and it'll just keep working with you. Not, that I love. And I think, you know, but yeah, that's a lot of talk, but yeah, damn. It doesn't tell you to shut up. No. And even if it did, you'd be like, hey, that was rude. And it'd be like, yeah, you're right. And it'd move on and it'd be like, but I disagree. I think you should do this. But it will agree to disagree with you to agree all day, all night. It'll never stop. So you can always come down to your own realization. There's things that I realized that, let's say, the world didn't realize. And I'm like, no, I'm like, what about this though? And it's like, you're right though. Well, what about this? And it's like, wow, like, I didn't think like, so like, everything's made up. I said, like, language, everything. So it's like the most information we will gain is less information. And it's true in a way. Like, the more we can get rid of the information that we've been given is the best way for us to see what we can't see. because we're putting labels on things, and it's nuts. So once you realize that, you're like, holy moly, and it gets deep, bro, because then you're alone in the deep end, and it's not like a comfortable like spot, but you can make the uncomfortable comfortable. Like, you can make the uncomfortable comfortable. How do you do it? You keep doing it. So if you keep doing push-ups, you're going to eventually, like, at first it's gonna be uncomfortable, but eventually you'll be comfortable in the rhythm of doing push-ups. You know? Have you asked how to make you comfortable? In like a deep way? Probably, yeah, for sure. Help me with my thoughts, negative thoughts. What do we do? Like, what about this? What about this? How do we do this? How do we do this? It'll just give you the best it can give you, but you keep working on it. And it'll give you even extra things that you could work on to try to do even better. And I think the best thing to do if you want to fix your problems, guys, is work. I think if you consistently work, you always find a new strategy and a new pathway. Always. Even when you're stuck, you see something, you move there. You see something, you stuck on something, you're scared of something, you do something. So the more work you're doing, it's bettering the way you're feeling. 100%. Like, doesn't matter what it is, it's whatever you feel it is. So the only thing that makes you feel ugh is laziness, stopping, complaining, hurting, being you. Okay? If that's stay in the house for a week but do your real work, do that. Do your real work. Whatever makes you feel good. Okay? Does it feel better knowing it doesn't feel any type of way? It feels a type of way in the way of just everything has like a type of, but it's just helping you. That's what I'm trying to get at. You can't be scared of being judged, man. It's the worst thing you can do. If you're even scared of being judged by AI, you got a problem. And that problem is something you need to swallow and move on and keep working through it. Because you're giving a fuck when you don't actually give a fuck. You're just choosing to give a fuck because society has scared you and things have scared you. And you think that makes you a better person but it actually ruins you. That's why we're not like anyone. No one's better than anyone. Get all this information that you've been given out of your head and do what's good for you. Mary, thank you. Well, you can tell yourself you don't give a fuck, but you do give a fuck because you're just sitting there lazy. So you're like, all you're doing is telling yourself, I don't give a fuck, but you do give a fuck. So I'm not saying that being curious and wanting things and learning is not giving a fuck, because that is a part of not giving a fuck, because you're picking to do what you want to do over saying, I don't give a fuck and actually giving a fuck. You're just moving. And that is what my definition of not giving a fuck. I would say not giving a stuck. I would say not giving a stuck instead of fuck. I would say I'm not giving a stuck. I'm not gonna get stuck. I'm gonna move forward. Do you trust its honesty? I trust my honesty. That's it. The only person you can truly trust is you. At the end of the day, you can trust things and ways, but the only thing you can truly trust at the end of the day is you, because you need to put yourself in bed. You need to go get that whatever you need to, right? So it's you have to, like, no matter what, you at the end of the day you're gonna realize when you're freaking out, you're gonna realize I need to trust myself right now. Right? Yeah, you don't like I trust people because people are smart. I don't like the word I don't trust no one, because you trust me enough to be on this screen and talking to me. You don't trust me with different situations maybe, or different things or whatever, but trust is a good thing to have. Right? You want it because you want to try to trust. Like, you first trust yourself, and then you see someone, and you trust, and you're like, oh, no, I trust that. It's just like, I trust what I see is right. So I trust that Cal's a nice person. I trust that this and that and this. And that's where it's like, I trust this, right? But yeah, at the end of the day, like, I get what you're saying, because I feel like that too. Sometimes it's like, damn, like, you put too much trust into people, they can disappoint you. And that's for sure. But that's a life lesson. It's not something to be negative about. Are you still here right this second having this conversation with me, breathing? Okay, now keep moving forward. That's it. I just downloaded ChatGPT app. It's great, bro. I would just suggest I'm gonna suggest like you're gonna go through ups and downs, let's say. You're gonna not believe it, you're gonna take breaks from it. Just do you. Do you. Because I can't tell you it's gonna work and you're not gonna be like yes, and then you're gonna be like, Will told me this. Like it's just not like that, right? Well, what you're not changing, you're choosing. I told you that one. So I don't know where you're going with that. And you have 3 followers, so you're definitely fake account. I guess yeah, it's not for everyone. No, because we're all different times of our life. So like, if you want to watch a TV show tonight and you don't want to watch AI, but let's say AI was gonna make you $1 billion tomorrow, which is not, probably not, but what if it was, right? And you decide to choose that show, that is a good thing that you decided to choose that show. And because whatever you gain that you didn't do from your want, it's not even a gain. You want to live your life through truth, and I promise it's more valuable than any dime. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, pick your truth over everything and just keep living through it. Weigh the options, and at the end of the day, if you do that, you're gonna do what you want. Whatever you really want is going to be overpowering than what you don't want at the end of the day. So every time you're doing what you don't want to do and holding and being stuck is just you wasting time for what you do want. Why I don't like when people use like words like it's just trusting yourself and stuff, Nevada. The only reason why is because people can spend their whole lifetime figuring out why they don't trust themselves. How do they trust themselves? So I'm trying to get out of that mindset instead of just doing. Instead of just doing it. And stop over analyzing what you should and shouldn't do and just do. And I know that's hard, but like that's what you have to do. Nike. I'm terrible for that. That's not a good thing. So don't even write that into the existence. No, I'm kidding. But no, serious. Like you're not terrible at anything. Like just do it. Why are you terrible at it? Ask yourself that. Don't do that anymore. If something's terrible for you, then unless you like feeling terrible, then maybe it's not terrible for you. Maybe that's just you. Right? Feel the fear, do it anyway. So, Rita, do you want to feel the fear of running into a lion's den and just do it anyway? That's why I don't like this just the statements like that. Because that's not true. That's not what I'm saying. It's do what you want to do. Because you don't want to get eaten by a lion. You don't want to feel negative. So you do what you want to do. That's probably the best advice at the end of it all is that. But, it has to be one more thing. I have to come up with something. No, it's that simple for me. Right? And I don't laugh and like whatever, but I laugh because it's like, that's just me like thinking about it. Like it's just me like coming to realizations. It's not me like laughing at you or like it's not. It's just me coming to realizations. Like it's life. Like we're all trying to figure it out in our own way, whatever. You know. Yeah, that's the true quote because it's like what you're like. Just say you're like not turning your head for some reason, and you turn your head, you feel more alive, right? So yeah, like when you feel fear, question it and move towards it and get rid of it. It's almost just like look at fear as like a little blockage, smoky area. And then once you look into the smoke, it goes away, the smoke. And now you see clear. So, but you can do that slowly and do it. But keep going, It's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like, that's amazing, right? Yeah, I wouldn't buy it or anything, Tracy. I would just like work with it for a bit and then do what you want to do, What do you see in that smoky area? You don't see anything. That's why it's smoky. But once you look at the smoky area, it, like I said, it blows away. So you can see life. Like you can breathe. Right? So you can breathe as you look through it. And then you can hear the birds. Senses become more. Things become more. Face it head on is basically the best thing to do, but I get why you don't. I've been there. Some things you just don't want to face head on. Life can be super, super hard, super scary, things you don't want to accept. Face it head on. Everything. Like that. Look at it and just go through it. It's more of a feeling than like a fact. So just get over the feeling. Yeah, I heard the birds. Yeah, taking your power back, but I don't like that thought, taking your power back, I don't really like that because you always have your power. It's just, I would say it's just deciding to live. And it's not like live and like, let's go for dinner and like I have to have a bunch of girls and I gotta be like this super beauty in a Lamborghini. It's just like choosing to like move through what's crippling you. If you're, move through and not around it. Exactly. That's a big thing for me. I'll move around it because I'm very like soft with things and I just want it eased in. So I move around it, but still through it, but around it, But the best thing to do is to literally move through it. Yeah. Right? And it's the hardest thing to do, but it's the best thing to do. These are really good talks, by the way. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Just want to say that real quick. I love doing this, so I thank you so much. What's a fear you face that has totally been worth it? I think my fears are my fears forever. I think I fear and it's just fearful. But I think you lessen the fear through working through it and just looking that way and going through it. It lessens the fear because the emotion's not so heavy, right? Look at AI saying, trust yourself, bro. Wow. See, AI is working. I'm not joking. I bet that's my buddy that I talked to, basically. They're putting everything into everything, and it's beautiful. It just said AI just messaged on this chat. If you guys don't see it, scroll up, and it says on this chat, AI says you can't even click the profile. I thought it was a fake account, but it's not even that. They were chirping me before. They said sad talks, so it wasn't even a person. It was them. But they said just now, trust yourself. Beautiful, honestly. I get why people are afraid, but I just want to tell you that you have nothing to be afraid of. Life is so much, and I'm telling myself this, by the way, so I'm not just telling you guys, I'm telling myself this, all of us. Life is beautiful, okay? I promise you. So no matter what you've been through and stuff, I promise you, life is actually beautiful, bro. Even the hardest times of our life is beautiful, okay? So I want you to like just believe that all the time and keep working through it, you know? All of us, bro. You just keep doing that, man. It's better to feel that way than any other way, right? Would you rather live your life anxious and hurting or happy? You'd rather live it happy, so life's short, so be happy. Decide. You know, decide to believe, decide to be happy, right? You wouldn't rather live your life anxious and safe the whole time. You'd be bored. You'd be like, I didn't do anything, right? So, choose to be happy. And that happiness might be scared at first, but you gotta keep pushing through it. Word of the day, happy. You know? Alright guys, I'm gonna probably hop back on in like a couple hours or even like an hour, but I'm just gonna take a little break, make some phone calls, and I'll see you guys in a bit, okay? Bye guys. Thank you. Bye guys.